War. Huh. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Ain't that the truth? Why do we still do this? It's like the Dark Ages. I think about this a lot, and when you know oneness and you really feel it and see it, you cannot make any sense of war. And then you just think of how much we're normalizing the unnatural and denormalizing the natural because we don't learn what's natural, that we're all one. So I know a lot of people, will just be like, okay, yeah, it sounds cute and whatever, but it's actually like true that, and I'm not trying to force this down anyone's throat, but this is from my perspective, just expressing myself, but it's the truth that I know, and yeah, I'm not forcing it down your throat. But what I do want to say is that if you are coming from my perspective where you can see and feel and know that everything is energetic and all made of basically the same thing, made of, you could call it, it becomes semantics of, it's just, you can call it consciousness, you can call it energy, you can call it vibration, and then there's all the, energy and vibration could be the same thing or different things, or, different aspects of the same thing. It's just us trying to translate something that we know. There's things that we have, like this deep knowing and feeling, and we can't describe it. And then we have words we've created to describe things, and so then we do our best. But quantum physics is now explaining the same kinds of things as what was explained through, say, esoteric wisdom, Hermeticism, the Hermetic principles, and alchemy, and all kinds of stuff that was known a long time ago when there was completely different terminology. But it's still things that we've just known and then have come up with different ways of explaining it all. But if you just really feel within your heart of hearts, within your soul and your very being, you can feel it and sense it if you want to do that. And I'm not telling you what to do. It's just something that I know. But you might find you know too if you try it out, or maybe you have and maybe you already know. Maybe if you're even interested in listening to me at all, you probably are on a similar wavelength, or you wouldn't even be here with me. So there's that, because like attracts like, although there's also duality where opposites attract too, like energies do that. But even duality is an illusion that we're experiencing, but we're all one, so it's unity, not duality. The whole thing is one, and we're all just expressions of it. And my main point of this video, though, was how much the things going on that are so violent, like war, where it's just so intense, how I feel that we're beyond that, but keep accepting the perpetuation of it due to how conditioned we are to think it's normal. And if you think about the majority of people, and then you think about what really happens in war, a lot of us don't even know the degree to which the horrors are. You know, even if you see it in movies and stuff, you know it's acting and things like that, so you're not necessarily really putting yourself there, just a little bit, you know, just to feel like you're in the movie to some degree. But the people who actually do go out there and experience it are completely shattered and fragmented souls from that afterwards, and then they're having to piece themselves back together to the best they can. And some of them can become incredibly strong in a new way after that, but some of them break, and it's because it's that unnatural to that degree that we're not supposed to witness things to that degree. And I don't know what it was that started the whole extreme fear separation kind of consciousness. I mean, it makes sense. We're here in these really delicate bodies that are soft and fleshy, and maybe we're powerful beings within them with a, you know, strong heart and all this stuff. But when you have to survive and there's predators out there that could eat you and things like that, it's come from there. And then humanity, with our intelligence, we've made the tools, and then we fight, and then we wind up with all kinds of distorted views on conquering and things like that, and it just grew. But at this point, we're so intelligent but not actually listening to ourselves, and we know better at this point, and yet we're conditioned to think it's still the way it was and is normal. And the way it was to some degree an illusion anyway. Like, for the most part, most of us could band together and keep everything peaceful and protect one another, and didn't actually have to have wars where we're obliterating like enormous amounts of people, and then conquering and then taking over and things like that. That's greed. We're naturally harmonious and want to come together and connect and build and protect one another and hold one another sacred, and that's for a reason. And the thing is we're taking our incredible heroes, the ones that are the best at protecting, the ones that are the bravest, that have it just deep in their heart and soul to protect what's sacred, and then we're sending them out to see unnatural horrors and going to war and obliterating one another, and then having either them not come back because they were obliterated, or come back partially obliterated, or even if they're fully intact, they're mentally and their mind and hearts are obliterated because it's unnatural. And that in itself is just proof it's unnatural. And I don't want our beautiful soldiers going out there and their lives being wasted like that. And then I don't want the lives wasted that are just being blown up, that aren't even choosing to go into, military and things like that. That wasn't ever their choice, and then they're just obliterated. We're not, if you think about the majority of people, there is nobody who feels like they want to conquer a bunch of other people. You might think that there's some good in that because it's been conditioned, but if you really think in your heart of hearts, nobody, you know that you don't want that, and nobody really does. Nobody does unless they have something wrong with them. The healthy people don't. The healthy people don't want to do that. And that also shows that it's unnatural. So what is it that's continuing this? What I'm getting at here is that we're listening to, I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but we're listening to sick minds and insane people that are imbalanced and greedy. And they're wasting our beautiful lives. I'm not saying there shouldn't be military. I'm saying it should be sacred. It should be for protection, period. It shouldn't be to go out and conquer. It shouldn't be for war. There just shouldn't be war. We need to know who and what we are and know the actual real principles of reality and how it works, and know that we're one in this unity, this unified field of consciousness is what we are. And on the smallest to the smallest to the smallest scale of what we are, it's all the exact same thing. Waves and particles that change according to the observer effect. And so that's being proven, and there's so much more being proven that we already proved a long time ago with different terminology. So if you look into it and research and read it, you'll learn about the Hermetic principles, you'll learn about alchemy, you'll learn about esoteric wisdom and all kinds of things that are even in religion that are prophetic wisdom that was trying to explain science when they didn't have scientific terminology and made it just seem mystical and magical. But mystical and magical and miracles are real because reality is energetic and frequencies and all those things, and it responds to the observer. And when the observer changes, it changes. But when people are perpetuating the same thing, then we experience the same thing. And I want us to stop having war. It's not natural. It's not. And it's good for nothing whatsoever. I love you.